Hi friends, you're watching movie reviews with Raghuram. In this video, I'll be talking about the Telugu movie Bimbisara. Bimbisara is a Telugu fantasy action drama. For me, the movie worked in parts and did not work in parts. So I have mixed feelings and reactions about this particular movie. Mixed feelings just because the first half was really fabulous and fantastic. Totally engaging and gripping, which kept me hooked and booked, especially with the acting of Nandamuri Kalyan. What an actor Nandamuri Kalyan is. I always appreciated this particular actor, most underrated actor. We did not get to see many movies of Nandamuri Kalyan, but he's a fantastic actor. Fantastic actor, I should tell. Expressive, highly expressive. He has very good expressive face, expressive eyes, expressive attitude, his body language, the dialogue delivery, the mannerisms, the style, the gesture, the swag he carries on the screen. Man, fantastic. So he has different shades to his particular character, Bimbisara. One, he plays the role of a king, and he also has a double role in the movie. I'm not going to speak about that, it would become a spoiler. So his story runs one in the historical era, so that is in 5th century BCA, and another story runs in the contemporary period, so in the current day. So since it is a time travel movie, so here the movie Bimbisara is about a story of a cruel and merciless king Bimbisara, who has everything under his control. He is ruling Trigartala Empire, and everybody fears King Bimbisara. So, as I already said, because he is really ferocious, heroic, a very good warrior. Apart from that, he is very cruel and merciless. He is punishing. He doesn't spare anybody, he doesn't spare any enemies, and he doesn't even spare people who go against his will, intention, or orders. So, such a king who is well in control of the situations in Trigartala Empire happens to time travel, of course, not with intention or with a purpose, but one fine day he finds himself in another place, a totally alien land for him in the current day, in a big city, which is totally unknown to him. So, what changes come in King Bimbisara when he is exposed to a world, to a place, to a geography, to an area on which he doesn't absolutely have any control at all? What does the life therein has an impact on him? What are the events which develop in and around him, make him realize his mistakes, the mistakes done by him in the past? Is there a redemption? Does King Bimbisara change himself in the modern world after coming into the modern world after the time travel? To know all these things, you need to watch the movie Bimbisara. So I loved the way the time travel has been written in this particular movie. So there is a moral in this particular movie, and I also loved the way the ancient story of 5th century BCE, that is the story of Bimbisara, which runs in Trigartala Empire, and the current day story wherein Bimbisara has come down as, and he is called as Bimbi here. Are connected, and very frequently the story keeps flipping from 5th century BCE to modern day, and modern day to 5th century BCE. So the connectivity between these two timelines or the time loops, that is a 5th century and the contemporary period, the stories, two parallel stories running together in comparison to each other, the transition between these two stories, and the layers which come in the characters and characterizations, especially in that of Bimbisara vis-a-vis Nandamuri Kalyan, have been picturized in a very good way. The story, that particular part of the story, has been written in a wonderful way. I said the movie works in parts, and not that much in parts, just because the first half is totally engaging, as I already said. When it comes to the second half, so when Nandamuri Kalyan vis-a-vis Bimbisara comes into the timeline and enters post-interval, comes into the modern era in this particular timeline, and the story which runs has been little sloped down, and some unnecessary elements have been added. Another heroine comes. Actually, she is not a heroine, so we have two lady leads in the movie, but there is no romantic angle in the movie at all. So that is one thing missing in this particular movie. So a few unnecessary things are added, and the second half, the first part of the second half looks like stretched where the story is going. So I kept wondering, where did it start, with what promise did it start, and where this story is heading to. It becomes an ordinary, what we can call it as a mirch masala family entertainer type of a story in the majority part of the first half of the second half. And again the movie picks up towards the last 15-20 minutes, and the climax For some it works out, for some it doesn't work out. So since the ending promises a sequel of this particular movie, I cannot comment much upon the climax of Bimbisara. So let me come to the positives of the movie Bimbisara. Nandamuri Kalyan Ram is the first and the foremost positive point. He is the USP of the movie, the best USP of the movie, and his acting is brilliant, especially in the first half where he enacts Bimbisara. He has gone into the skin of the character, be it the role of the king, the character of the king Bimbisara, the cruelty he displays in his eyes, in his dialogues, in his body language, in his face. That cruelty, you would start envying him, and you would get a disgust on him. You would also feel like going into the screen and slapping King Bimbisara for the deeds he is doing. So such is the connectivity you get with this particular character. You start loving and also hating this particular character Bimbisara for different reasons. Nandamuri Kalyanram has pulled out this particular role to the point of perfection. In the second half also, in the contemporary role, Nandamuri Kalyanram has given a fantastic performance. The transition he has shown is exemplary. So the changes and transformations which come in his particular character in the second half, the point of realization and all those things have been shown in a wonderful way. And Nandamuri Kalyanram was tailor-made for this particular role of Bimbisara. And apart from that, he gets the right emotions at the right time, right expressions. He is a package of volatile energy, plenty of energy. Nandamuri Kalyanram has the pitch and the grace with which he delivers the dialogue is also really fantastic, and his screen presence is simply awesome. The second best point of the movie which works out is the first half. It is totally engaging. The screenplay and the storytelling in the first half is good. It slopes down in the second half, as I already said, to pick up in the later part of the movie towards the climax. So overall, I can tell that it is a decent screenplay. I also loved the transition between two periods, as I already said, the 5th century BC and the current time story. The transition and the frequent flips between these two timelines and the editing has been done in a good way. So there is a small chemistry between Bimbisara and a small child in 5th century BCE, and the same child you can see, the same girl child, cute girl child you can see in the present day story also. Look out for the chemistry between Nandamuri Kalyan Ram and that little child. That is the best part of the movie. And last but not the least, the music. Fantastic music, fantastic mind-blowing music of the movie. I hadn't expected so good numbers. All the songs are really good, and the background score by M.M. Kiravani Garu is the biggest USP of the movie, the second biggest USP of the movie, other than Nandamuri Kalyan Ram. So Nandamuri Kalyan Ram and M.M. Kiravani Garu's background music stand very tall and apart in this particular movie and have made an impact. Even the ordinary scenes have been made to look extraordinary and good just by the meager presence of Nandamuri Kalyan Ram on the screen, his on-screen presence aura and his persona, and of course some frames and some scenes have been taken to that point of elevation where you think they are extraordinary scenes, though they are not, just because of M.M. Kiravani Garu's background music. Background music is another hero of this particular movie. Coming to the songs, Ishwarude, that song just got me goosebumps. The song which shows the transformation of King Bimbisara. This song has been sung by Kalabhairava, and fantastic vocals, plenty of energy into this song Kalabhairava has pumped in. O Tene Palukula, a fantastic romantic song. I just loved the mood of this song and the way it has been picturized, and look for the graceful steps with which Nandamuri Kalyan Ram dances. Fabulous. And another song with which I fell in love, and I listened to it even after watching the movie. When I came back, I listened to this song again and again, Neeto Unte Chalo. It just touched my soul, heart and senses. Ishwarude and this particular song, really gems of the movie, and fantastic music composition by M.M. Kiravani Garu. Apart from M.M. Kiravani Garu, Chirantan Bhatt too has composed the music for the songs, and the background music, entire credit goes to M.M. Kiravani Garu. So coming to the negatives of the movie, the second half could have been better. The action choreography is okay, good, decent enough, I can tell, but in the movie of such a scale, the action sequences should have been terrific. At least a couple of war sequences and action choreography in the first half and second half are good, but should have been much better. Coming to the production designs and VFX, yes, these are also the negative points. So because this movie Bimbisara itself carries, the title itself carries and signifies that it should have high production values, because majority of the story is set up in the historical period. So VFX and the production designs at some parts I felt it was pretty ordinary. Catherine Teresa and Samyukta Menon are the female leads in the movie only for namesake. We have Prakash Raj and Tanikela Bharani. They have small roles. They have done justice to their roles. Likewise, Venila Kishore, Srinivas Reddy, Brahmaji, all have done their role reasonably well. Vivan Bhatena is also in the movie. His work is also decent enough. Yes, another negative point of the movie is the absence of a strong villain, intimidating villain against Nandamuri Kalyan Ram. So in the first half, we did not require the villain at all, because Nandamuri Kalyan Ram as Bimbisara himself was a villain. So in the second half, I definitely missed a strong and intimidating villain. Many frames of the movie, they have the fragrance of Magadhira and Bahubali. Having said that, Bimbisara is of a different league. On my scoreboard, I would go with 6.5 out of 10 for Bimbisara. Thanks for watching my video. If you loved my video, kindly like, share and subscribe to my channel. I'll catch up with you all in my next video with yet another movie review. Until then, do take care. Goodbye. Namaste.